in mid-May, that's 2024, the U.S. Postal Service honored American landscape photographer Ansel Adams with a series of stamps and some other things to go along with it. So the U.S. Postal Service selected 16 images, 16, I don't know if they were iconic images, but 16 well-known images taken by Ansel Adams, both in Yosemite Park and elsewhere, primarily the West Coast, which is where he did most of his work, and produced this series of stamps. In addition to the stamps, there also were some other products. So some of the products included things that were only for collectors, and those were, I believe, a sheet of 9 panels in which there are no dye marks, and then there are some with dye marks. So, I guess depending on whether you're a fan of Ansel Adams or you're a numismatic, which is a stamp collector. Numismatic? No, a numismatic is a coin collector. Oh, a stamp collector is a philatelic? Philatelic? Let's see how you pronounce that. Oh, philatelist. And so instead of listening to my butchering of the English language, you can listen to an official pronunciation of that word.
Philatelist.
So this is just a real short video to talk about these products. The field notes really aren't, it's not a replication of what Ansel Adams used in his work. This is just a standard product offered up by the U.S. Postal Service, and the field notes is really just some graph paper inside. Sort of interesting, right? So there are 16 different field notes, one with each of these stamps, and this is an actual stamp on here. In addition, you could get the canceled stamp, the first day issue canceled stamp, and it's offered both in black and white cancellation, or I believe it's a red and black cancellation. Whatever your desire is. Ansel Adams, of course, was a noted landscape photographer. He primarily is known for his landscape work, although he did do some commercial work here and there, and he might have even shot portraits, but that probably was early in his career in order to make ends meet. The color scheme used for the stamps, for the sheet of stamps and its background, is very striking in its simplicity, and Ansel Adams probably would have liked that. His photographs have a lot of rich tones and complexity to them. The actual compositions are minimalist, I guess you could say. The color scheme here very much matches this book, which is called Ansel Adams at 100. If you are a fan of Ansel Adams or you want to learn more about him, you can always go to anseladams.com, which is the website, and they have a biography. Also, there were 2 videos produced about Ansel Adams. An earlier one is called Ansel Adams, the Photographer, and it was produced by the BBC. And that video is an interview with Ansel Adams. Rather interesting. I haven't been able to find it on DVD, which it was available on DVD for a very short time. It's still available on VHS, of course, on the used market. And then, of course, you'll have to figure out how you're going to convert it to DVD. The other one is a PBS documentary produced by, as you can see, PBS Home Video. This was part of the American Experience series. This is really an excellent video if you can find it. I was able to... I first had this on VHS, and then I found it on DVD. It's really a nice retelling of Ansel Adams' entire life, from his childhood all the way through his later years when he became, the senior ambassador for photography. He also was very involved with the Sierra Club. He did not found the Sierra Club, but he probably was its most well-known member after John Muir. John Muir was, of course, the founder. Ansel Adams was unique in his presentation, and if you look at many of his photographs, you will see at a certain point how he began to emphasize certain things in his photos, and it all had to do with the placement of the horizon. So if you haven't ever seen it, see if you can find this PBS Home Video, The American Experience, Ansel Adams. It's really, really a very, very good story. I'm still looking for the other one. As I mentioned, that's called Ansel Adams, the Photographer. Real short video here. I really just wanted to talk about the release of the stamps. This presentation was designed by Derry Noyes of the U.S. Postal Service. Derry's an art director, and Derry designed this presentation, of course, using 16 existing photographs by Ansel Adams. The U.S. Postal Service website does not address how they selected these photos. I would imagine that they did it in coordination with the Ansel Adams Center. There are several noted photos that aren't here, but this is a very nice selection of photographs. All of the stamps and other products can be purchased online through the U.S. Postal Service website, which is usps.com. I would imagine that the Postal Service ships to overseas locations. There's no indication that it doesn't, but there certainly is a lot to like here about the release of this. I don't know if the Postal Service has ever honored Ansel Adams with a stamp. This is unique because it's 16 stamps. Sometimes they will have honored certain artists with a single stamp. So this in itself is different. It's a nice sheet. If you're interested, like I said, visit USPS.com. I imagine these will pop up on eBay or the secondary market at some point with an inflated price. Personally, I would just go to the Postal Service, or you can go to your local post office if you're in the United States. You should be able to purchase them there. And so that's it for this video. I really just wanted to quickly talk about this series of stamps. Perhaps you knew about it, perhaps not. And if you hadn't, I'm sure that they're still available now. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you'd like to leave a comment, just use the space below. And if you'd like to send an email to me directly, you can do so at contact@camera-talk.net. And I'll see you on the next video.